Okay, in this video I'm going to show you how to find the midpoint using the midpoint formula. And here we got a situation where it says find the midpoint of line segment BC with endpoints B 0, 7 and C -1, 4. Okay, before I do that, the concept of midpoint is pretty straightforward. It's the exact middle between 2 points. Okay, so it's got application in the first and second semester of geometry. It's where you'll see it the most. And it's closely related with bisecting a line segment. Becomes important for doing certain types of proofs and things like that. For right now though, let me show you the formula. Midpoint formula is also pretty straightforward to remember. All you're going to do is you're going to take your x values, x1, add it to x2, and then divide that by 2 or cut it in half. It's the same thing. And you're going to take your y values, y1, add it to y2, and cut that in half. Okay, it looks like this because this is actually a coordinate. It's a location or a coordinate. So that's why it's in parentheses, because all coordinates have an x and a y value. Okay, so all I have to do is use the information they gave me, plug directly into this formula, and I will have found the midpoint. Okay, so what I want to do first is maybe just kind of write the points that I have, 0, 7, and the other one, -1, 4. Now what I'm going to do is label these points. This is something that you can do until you become more familiar. Then you don't have to do this. It just becomes more second nature. So I can call this one x1, and if I do that, this one automatically has to become y1, not x2, and that's because all points are in x, y format. So this one's also going to be xy, but since I've already used up the 1s, this one is going to have the 2s. Now, it doesn't matter which one you call x1, y1. Could have switched this and I'd get the same result. So it's up to you. Now that I have this, I'm just going to take these numbers knowing that 0 is now going to take the place of x1 in my formula. So again, this is something you can do until you become more familiar with how to use these formulas, and you don't have to keep doing it. y2 goes here and y1 will go right there. So all of these arrows and such and this labeling is not required. It just is to kind of help you out as you become more familiar with these things. Okay, so when I plug in, this is what I'm going to get. 0, which is x1. I'm going to add on to that x2. Oh, there we go, which is a -1, and I'm going to cut that in half, and I'm going to do the same thing for the y's as per the formula. So y1, which is 7, add on to that y2, which is 4, cut that in half. A little messy there. Okay, so anytime you see a plus and a minus like this together, you can just make it a subtraction. It doesn't have to be more complicated than that. So this is just going to become 0 minus 1 over 2, comma, 7 plus 4, we know what that is, that's 11 over 2. Nothing more that I can do with 11 over 2, it's fully reduced. If you want, you can change it from an improper fraction, but I would probably just leave it like that. And the last thing that you have to do with this is just say, well, what's 0 take away 1? -1. And you now have your midpoint, which is at -1 over 2 and 11 over 2. Just make sure that your fractions are fully reduced. And these two fractions are fully reduced. And then you're done. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment on anything else you want me to cover.